What is going on, everybody? Welcome to the Strikeout Beer Podcast. We're doing quick beer reviews. It might be a little bit longer than what you think, but Alan's got a bunch of hands going back and forth, so now we have to question what we're doing here.
I thought this was clear the fridge, not quick beer reviews. So confused.
Quick beer review meets clear the fridge and a little bit of chat too, because it's a local brewery here in the Metroplex. We grab beers. Well, you have a collab with one, and
Two
I have
local
the other one.
breweries. Yeah.
So welcome in. Appreciate everybody being a part of this podcast. Now, Alan, my man, what do you got over there? What are you drinking?
I am drinking Tiramisu Imperial Porter from Symbol Brewing with a collab with Muse Brewing. This is 11% alcohol by volume. NA on the IBUs, average score of 4.06 out of 5. And hold on, there's some words here on the back.
Oh,
Symbol for 9 Muses. Our first collaboration with Muse Brewing Company is inspired by the most decadent dessert. Our Tiramisu Imperial Porter will tantalize your taste buds with notes of cocoa, vanilla, and coffee. We added both honey and dark malts in the brew to achieve the lady finger taste and decadent cocoa flavors.
nice.
And this is a beer from, I think this is from 2022, 2021. We actually got this beer from them when we went and did a live show out there at the brewery. But this was back when Francis was still part of the show, back when he was producing for us. So maybe 2021, maybe 2022, early 2022, somewhere around there.
Nice. I don't know when this beer came into my collection, to be honest with you, because I think it's one of those where I got it, it's here. This beer doesn't have a date on it, and I'm looking at it, and I know everything that's in the bottom left hand drawer of the fridge has been there for over a year now. Like everything's a year old. It's 2022 stuff. So, anyways, there we go. We got Odd Muse Museverse. I'm scrolling up here. It's a stout imperial double coffee, Vietnamese coffee stout, imperial milk stout brewed with Vietnamese coffee and vanilla. Yeah, so I got that going on. I didn't realize what I had grabbed until I grabbed it. 10.5% alcohol by volume. Now, that's why this is the older version. The newer version is 11.4. This version is 10.5. Again, Odd Muse, they're out of Farmers Branch, Texas. You can check them out. Like, it's easy peasy to get there. Really cool place, open space. We've done a couple live shows out there as well. You're talking 4488 Spring Valley Road, Farmers Branch, Texas. Check them out at oddmusebrewingcompany.com. There you go.
.com.
Ooh, you know what they got going on tomorrow?
Is there a pumpkin carving thing?
Yes, I love their pumpkin carvings. Man, do they sit there and they hollow out all these pumpkins? So Tuesday, October 17th, Odd Muse pumpkin carving. On the 27th is Spooky Halloween crafts. I tell Lindsay you should have.
Oh, that's not tomorrow. That's the next week. You said the 27th.
17th for the pumpkin carving, and then 27th for Halloween crafts.
Okay, all right.
Let's get to cracking.
And congratulations to Charles.
Oh yeah,
got a little. It was a baby girl, daughter.
I think it was a daughter. Yeah,
I think so. Congratulations on the kiddo, Charles. Way to suck at your pull-out game, brother. Mazel, good things. This beer is for you.
This beer's for you. Way to go, dude. Let's see here. We gotta take a shot of it. Just a little bit.
Shot.
There we go.
I'll tell you this, like, I remember, like, I'm not a tiramisu fan. I'm not big on coffee.
Oof.
But I remember liking this back then, and I still like it now. Like, again, we're looking at a year and a half, 2 years later, still really good.
Yeah, I will say this. Like the can, I think we got lucky here with what I have. No deterioration of the liner of the interior of the can. This thing looks amazing. It's very, very dark. It's got this beautiful coffee, toffee, light brown head on it.
Like a Guinness, right? It's been sitting for a minute. You know, after Guinness will definitely have the head, but after a while it will like kind of dissipate, and it just kind of hangs out right at the top of it, all the way through the whole glass. Uh,
Absolutely.
it's kind of
Yeah.
similar to that for
Yeah.
sure. And I'm sporting the you can't really tell, but I got the strikeout beer pint glass here, which has got a good hand feel to it, which complements the mouth feel I'm getting with this beer. Uh,
Absolutely.
the
Absolutely.
feels all around are great.
Hmm. Yeah, I always say that. I tell everybody, like, it's got a nice hand feel, sits in the hand nicely. Got some
Yes.
good weight to it. But yeah, no, this thing is it really is looking delicious. I went ahead and just poured the rest all the way in there and wanted to make room for it. I didn't see anything come out of here. You know, sometimes if you got a beer that's been sitting around for a while or it's not filtered properly, listen, no, nothing against filtered beers, but
No
if it's
disrespect.
if it's supposed to be if it's filtered, then yeah, you shouldn't have a bunch of trub or any of that other shit coming out. But yeah, brewed with coffee roasted by Greater Goods Coffee Company. Yeah, I'm telling you, this beer is from 2022, if not 2021. I wish I had a date on there. I need to find it. But yeah, I don't think it's on there. Yeah, I don't see anything on the bottom of the can either. So, but but yeah, smells great, looks good. I when they start making stouts and they have like coffee involved, depending on the coffee, I'm kind of in. I'm kind of
Yeah.
in. I like coffee.
Again, not being a coffee guy, but there's a lot of these coffee beers that I definitely enjoy because they don't go overboard on the coffee taste.
Yeah, nice and
They
sweet.
just kind of use to kind of complement the other flavors that they have going on in there.
Mm, mhm. Absolutely. Yeah, it looks like Phillies won. So you had the Rangers win today, the Phillies win today. Just a good day for baseball. All right.
We're gonna talk TV, right?
You said if you don't get in here right now, I'm about to fire up What We Do in the Shadows. So let
Yeah,
me ask you a question. What season are you on?
I'm in season two. Season two. I think I'm on somewhere around like episode 7 or 8
Yeah.
on there.
Is
Uh,
Naja doing it for you?
Naja's definitely doing it for me. I celebrate the entire catalog. Let me
Yeah.
just say that. Guillermo's great. I just had the episode where Guillermo he left Nandor for the other chick to be her familiar who wasn't a vampire. Her vampire was out of town and she's like, I just want to know what it felt like. Just want to know
Yeah.
what it felt like. But I'm definitely enjoying the narrative where Guillermo finds out he's a Van Helsing,
Yeah.
right? He's, he's killing all the vampires to save them. He killed Carol. That was great. Because you got the great Nick Kroll shows up as a vampire, and he's
That
fun.
hat. That hat is freaking hilarious.
Wants the hat. That's it.
All right, so
Uh,
if you guys don't know, we're talking about, like I said, What We Do in the
Season
Shadows.
2, episode 9 is what I'm on.
All right. This is an FX original. March 27, 2019 is the original release date. You got 5 seasons. You have a total of 50 episodes right now. Uh, you know, your cast ranges from Kevin Novak, Matt Berry, Natasha Dimitriou, I think.
Something like
Harvey Guillen, Mark Mark Posksh. He's hilarious. The
that.
vampire, the energy
Colin.
vampire.
Colin.
Yeah, Colin.
But they always call him by his last name too. It's Colin. I can't draw a blank on his last name.
If you didn't tell me, I could have told you in like 5 because I said it the first time, right?
We've talked about it.
Yeah,
It's funny, like, because I just had the episode not that long ago, a couple
Colin
episodes ago.
Robinson.
Colin Robin, yeah, where he became the boss,
Yeah.
right? And the one guy's like, Mr. Robinson is like, call me Colin Robinson. Like,
His eyes, whenever there's a fight at like a social event, like 2 couples are fighting or some shit, and he gets that crazy look, his eyes turn like fucking green.
blue, like it's just it's here's the thing with the show. It's just wheels off, like, and it's just like you'll be sitting there watching it and you'll be like, okay, 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 okay. And then they just do something completely just out of left field where
Yeah.
you're just like Laszlo, like the orgy episode, and Laszlo finds all of his old pornos that he starred in.
He's going through all the film. He goes, I starred in like 800 or 800 like porn videos or whatever. And he goes, yeah, it's real. Like, she doesn't care. And oh my God, it's so great. But yeah, no, when they
but
when Nick Kroll gets involved in that over
yeah,
that damn hat in Manhattan, he goes, "Well, I'll take this, you crispy son of a bitch." It's like I, when I heard it, and like you said, like you're sitting there, it's something you could put on. It's not like something you have to like sit there and just be absolutely involved with, but the dialogue outside of it and just the other random shit, you'll laugh out loud. It'll catch you off guard, and you'll laugh your ass off.
I think the orgy episode is the one that kind of got me the most. Right? They're like, and Guillermo's throwing a little fit because Nausea and Laszlo are bossing him around more than normal. And they're like, Guillermo, Guillermo, where are the dildos? Guillermo tested the Gilmores. Guillermo, how are the dildos? And Guillermo's like, the dildos are fine. Like,
Well, Laszlo doesn't call him Guillermo. He calls him Gizmo.
Gizmo. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that's like kind of the bit what they have. They don't really acknowledge Guillermo as they know he's there, but they don't know his name and all that shit or whatever. What's his name supposed to turn him? It's been like 10 effing years, and he's like holding on, just waiting to be turned
Year
into
11 is where he's at in the current season that I'm in. But then you had the episode, a few episodes, I think towards the beginning of season 2, where you have T Dog is the familiar of Nausea, and
a
it's Haley Joel Osment.
yeah, it's the
Oswald,
kid
and that
from
little
I
kid.
think I see dead people or some shit like
Yeah,
that.
yeah, and you got him, and he's pretty funny. Like you get these little bit characters in there that show up, like when you have the whole vampire council, and you got Jermaine Clement in there, and you've got several other actors that show. Tilda Swinton plays herself. Like here's Tilda, and it's Tilda Swinton. You're like,
You just keep waiting because you'll have people show up. She's the first, I think, to play herself. You have more that are going to play
yeah,
themselves.
it's just
It's so freaking great. It really
it's
is.
I wake up and I'm working, and as soon as I start working, I turn it on, and it's on, and it runs all day, right? It's just they're 30-minute episodes, so they're not super long. I actually thought for like the first few episodes, that Laszlo was Jermaine Clement because he kind of looks like him. Matt
Ye-
Berry kind of looks like him a little bit. And if you put a little like fatten him up a little bit, right? But he sounds like him. He kind of looks like him a little bit. And I was like, oh, is that? And I was like, as I'm watching, I'm like, that's not Jermaine. Like, but
no,
for the first few episodes, you think it is. But then he shows up. He's part of the Vampire Council.
yeah, yeah, absolutely. I I'm looking over like Wikipedia and stuff like that. So I think I'm really excited seeing who's coming up. Like
What season are
Scott.
you on? Are you all the way caught up?
No, not caught up. No, I'm rocking like season 3. That's where I'm
Okay.
at. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? I've been busy the last couple weeks, but Scott Bakula comes in as himself.
Nice.
Thomas Mars, Michael McDonald and shit like that. Well, no, Michael McDonald plays Gustav, but yeah, there's several people that play themselves, and then the whole series is just wild ass, and what
It's
made
like
me do
Office style, right?
it's
Like
shot off with style. Absolutely. There's commentary, there's interviews,
documentary, right?
documentary style, yeah. And Bob from The Ticket, he mentioned it during one of the shows. He goes, I'm back on What We Do in the Shadows type thing. And I was like, shit, I gotta watch it now. I was like, he was talking about it. I go, all right, I'm in. Just how wild ass it is. I think Alan froze, or he's just like really staring me down. Something happened. Like he's just looking right at me. And look at I'm gonna put him on the big screen real quick. Hold on, we're gonna go big screen. Oh, there he is. Ah, damn it.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. No, everybody on the like I was saying, everyone on the ticket was big on this show. Like
Mm.
Dan, Jake, Corby, Davey, they're all big on this show. So
Yeah. Big fan. So far, and then like I said, it's one of those things. Obviously, Mark Hamill's there. He's kind of Laszlo's arch enemy, if you want to say that. He what the hell's his name? Like Tony or something? Oh, Jim. He's Jim the vampire, and Alan froze up again. But yeah, it's so freaking great. Jim the vampire is like fucking amazing. I don't know how to say this guy's last name. Takey Watiti? I don't know. Alan, you'd know because he's from Star Wars or no, Avengers or something like that.
who's that?
Tiki Watiti?
Taika Waititi? Yeah, he did the Thor movies. He's
Thor.
Korg. He does the voice of Korg. But he did all the Thor movies and that. I heard you talk about Jim the Vampire. I just finished that episode where what is his name? Laszlo's name? He's like Jim Dakota or something like that, or Steve Dakota, or
He's Jim Daytona or some shit like
Jim,
that.
Jim Daytona, yeah, and he's all about the women's volleyball, like
Jackie Daytona.
Jackie Daytona. That's it, dude. That episode was so fucking because he's talking and he's like Jim the Vampire, and he's talking to him, and like Jim shows up and like he thinks he's busted, but like he's got this disguise where he wears jeans and puts a toothpick in. He's like any normal American. And like Jim the Vampire shows up and he's like, "Oh, I got this guy. He's real deadbeat. I've been chasing him down. I think he's in this area. I don't know." Blah 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 blah. And then he hands him his card. He's like, "If you see anything weird, here's my card. Call me." And like he walks away. He's like, "All right, Jim the Vampire." Calling. He turns around. He's like, "How did you know my name was Jim the Vampire?" And you're like, "Oh snap!" And he's like, "Well, it's on your card, and it says Jim the Vampire on the card." And then he hosts like a talent show to raise money for the volleyball team. And Jim the Vampire shows up. He's like, "I read your your letter, your flyer, and I was just touched by the women's volleyball team, and I just needed to make sure that they."
That's a wild episode, and I think because he goes there to kill him, or what they have a duel or some shit like that, and
And Laszlo takes off, and like
yeah, Lasso leaves.
he busts out his disguise. He writes a letter to Nadia saying, "I'm gone, sorry." Formerly Laszlo, and he just goes to like it's like North Dakota or something like that, and he's just gone. And then when like it was great, like when he shows back up, and Nadia's losing her mind, and uh, Nandor's like, "Yeah, great." He's like, "Oh, you're not excited?" He's like, "You were gone for like a week."
You
But they
can't,
make it seem like he was gone a lot longer though. Like
yeah, like just months and years and all that shit. Did you? So Nadia always goes after like her lost love, right? She's
Gregor.
yeah, Gregor
Gregor.
or whatever. So, and then it was revealed that yeah, every time like she keeps reincarnating. Well, it's Lazo that keeps fucking
Laszlo
killing her.
keeps beheading him. He's like, "Yeah, I'm gonna chop your head off again." He's like, "What?" It's like, and
He
then
goes,
he just flashback. When I was this, when I was that, yeah, no, I was there. And they show him holding it, and Najia's just like, "Oh, you evil genius!" And then when he goes to leave, like he's just like, "Okay, I'm gonna leave. I don't want to get my head cut off." And he drives under that. You got that rope that's hanging there, holding up the bush that Guillermo tied up there, and it chops his head off again. But then you had the episode where he shows up as the ghost.
yeah.
It was just, oh my gosh, it's so great. And like he's
Oh,
like,
my cheeks
"Oh,
hurt.
about my unfinished business. Get out of here, Heffer."
Oh my god, like it was great because when they went through all that, it's like oh no, that was me, I was there, blah, and they pan out and it's fucking Lasso with a giant
Every
sword.
damn time. And then you had the one episode where it was revealed that Nandor was the one who like murdered all of Najia's village. Like she's like, "Where'd this picture come from? I've never seen it before." And Nandor's just like, "Oh yeah, no, I don't know. I've never seen that before."
Unbelievable. The show's hilarious and how they tie all these characters together. Um, and then obviously it's Nandor, right? Nandor.
Nandor's the Guillermo's vampire.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nandor and Laszlo, it's like they're Laszlo will F anything that moves. Like anything, like if you see it and as it keeps going, they're like they go somewhere, and I can't remember what kind of crazy ass party they go to. And he goes to Nandor, goes, "Hey man, you wanna take care of it?" He goes, "You think what I'm thinking?" Oh, we we finish each other off and hang out for a little bit, have a smoke or something like that. I'm like,
Laszlo's ghost because you're a ghost because you have something unfinished. And he's like, "You remember when I died? Yeah, that's when Nausea."
oh, Alan's dial-up AOL internet strikes again. This guy will not get off Netscape to save his life. He's like, no, it's not my he gets a new computer. He still doesn't blame the internet, right? Like, I don't know what kind of tie they have on him and his goddamn internet, but boy, he will never talk shit about that internet. He's back.
I'm back. But yeah, no, he's like Laszlo's unfinished business is he didn't get to come is because he was jerking, and he was like, "Hey, these ghost myths, they just don't do it. I need your fleshy hands to finish the job." And they just leave you just sitting there. And then Nausea shows up. He's like, "Oh, where's your ghost?" He's like, "He's gone." Oh, so you helped him with his unfinished business? He's like, "Yeah, I did." And, like, the room is just covered in it's semen. It's and she's like, "Is this all ectoplasm?" And he looks at her, she's like, "Yes, it's ectoplasm."
The show pushes every goddamn limit you got. It's on FX, so there's a lot of cussing and whatnot. Obviously, it's an adult show or something like that, but to be honest with you, it's just freaking great. It really is.
It's so good.
Do
It's
you wanna recap what you're having over there?
Yeah, I am having from a Symbol slash Odd Muse Tiramisu Imperial Porter. Uh, it's really damn good. It's 10.5% alcohol by volume, 30 IBUs on the can. Untapped didn't have the IBUs, but it's a couple years old and it still holds up.
Yeah. I'm having Muse Verse from Odd Muse. This is a milk stout brewed with Vietnamese coffee and vanilla. It's 10.5% alcohol by volume. Here's the can. Love the can art as always. It's just great. And then this is what the beer looks like. I'm still going through it. As you can see on the perfect carbonation just sits there and holds. There's no ill effect from it sitting in the fridge for too long or anything like that. It's been in the fridge for over a year or so. But yeah, no, that right now, that's one of my favorite shows to watch. What We Do in the Shadows. And I'm just trying to get to the later seasons. I'm in season 3 right now, and I'm just letting it kind of go progression. The the trip to Atlantic City is great. You'll see that
I haven't made it there yet. Yeah.
they they it's a nice little trip, but they always act like they mention it like they're going to Vegas, but they're going to
Okay.
Atlantic City. They go, "Viva Atlantic City!" It's like shit like that, And Laszlo plays the piano, and what's her name? She's singing half the damn time and
Well,
shit like that.
I think the last episode I watched was where they go and do the open mic night, where Column sets him up the open mic night because he's just like it's just it's funny because like Laszlo and Najee they've written all these songs that have all been like changed. Like the episode starts off with "Come on Eileen," and it's a different version because like he was talking about coming on Eileen, right? And they're sitting there and doing the open mic night and they're bombing, and then they start playing. What's the song that they start doing?
Dude, all the songs they did, there's like 30 of them. They're all hits. Like they
But
were
they're all
all.
but they're playing one, they're like, "I don't know how everybody knows the lyrics to this already." It's like a sing-along type bar song.
What was it? They started playing. They go, "Here's something," or whatever. And they all started singing it. It's not. It's not what you think it is either. It's not. It's not small town.
No,
It's
no, it's not a Billy Joel song, which is
yeah.
what you
Hold
would
on.
expect, right? But God, what
I'm
song is
looking it up. Just talk.
okay, alright. But yeah, so they start playing the song and everyone knows the words to it, and they're like, "Oh, Open Mic Night was a success because everyone was getting ready to leave, they're all booing and leaving, and Colin's just going crazy because he's just feeding off he's energy vampire, so he's just feeding off the energy.
Yeah,
But, yeah, it was just oh my gosh, it's a really good show. I really
I gotta
enjoyed
find. I gotta get the songs. Okay, open mic night song. All right. I don't want to play it. Actually, I could probably play it because it doesn't catch audio. It only catches video or whatever. I just want to make sure what's going on. Chump. It says chum on Eileen. What the fuck is that?
it.
That song is like right there. Let's see. Are they going to show me? Najee and Laszlo is the stage name of the musical duo consisting of Naja and Lazo. They appear in What We Do in the Shadows. Why is he telling me all this shit? Like it's giving me discography and shit like that. Come on, Eileen. For I'm a jolly good fellow. Hoop skirt, poop skirt. The
Yeah,
horse drawn carriage.
he was pissed off about that one because he's like, because it's for I'm a jolly good fellow. It's not he, it's not she. That song was written about me.
Wannabe covered by the Spice Girls.
Yeah.
Witches or snitches, and then they have some new material. Cellular telephone craze, do the disco, documentary crew, feeling horny for blood, Phil Maya Lindbergh, baby, transformation and up and down. What the hell was the name of that stupid song? God, now I'm freaking out. We
It's
gotta have
it,
it.
it's a very it's a, again it's
Kokomo.
yes,
Kokomo.
Kokomo. Yes, it was Kokomo.
This audience disliked their new music, and booed them until the performance of their seafaring song from 1792, which turned out to be Kokomo from the Beach Boys. The audience happily sang along, and couple ate several members after the gig.
And it was word for like they didn't change any of the words. Kokomo now is what it was when it was a seafaring song for them. Yeah, yeah, that's what it was. I was like, yeah, what song is it? I couldn't remember.
Oh God. You know what? I just thank God for the internet. And I'm telling you right now, if you like just weird ass, wild ass, TV shows, stuff like that, especially if you're like a vampire, you have some what do they call them? Werewolves in there. It's funny as shit. It really is. Like the damn show's hilarious. The cast they have is perfect. Guillermo's my guy. I love Guillermo, especially when he realizes he's you
He's
do
a
get
Van
some
Helsing.
Daryl from The Office. He gets some Daryl in there.
He shows up. Yes, I dude. When I saw Craig Robinson, I was like, yes, yes.
Holy shit. It's so great. And
Which
then
I can only assume he's going to end up showing back up at some point in time, right?
I hope
Because
so.
I mean, that's season 2. They show up and he's he's still alive, so he needs to show back up.
All right. Fingers crossed then.
Fingers
Fingers
crossed. But yeah, I mean, it's just like I don't know what it is, but that like documentary type show I absolutely love. Like Office, Parks and Rec, What We Do in the Shadows. I just finished watching the 2 seasons of Abbott Elementary, which I thought was really good, which is shot in that same style. Um, I just I, I just think that style is good. I enjoy it. Um, there's just little nuances about it that I just think are just it's just funny. Like just to think like there's a documentary crew falling around a family of vampires.
they're
Like
there. Yeah, they're there. They pick a couple
like
off from time to time, but yeah,
yeah,
they're there.
when the Baron shows up, he kills one of them, and they're like, "Oh, we're so sorry about Steve, your sound guy. Well, that's our bad. We'll make that up to you." Like, but the crew just keeps. This is season 1 when that happens, and they're
There's
still following him around, right?
there's more coming for the Baron too. Oh, buddy. It's good. It's good, good, good. All right, let's knock out this let's finish them off. You just finish yours off, and then let's get final scores. Go ahead and talk about yours.
So I just had the tiramisu, imperial porter. That word's been hard tonight. Porter. From Symbol Brewing, collab with On Muse Brewing. It's really delicious. This is over a year old, and it holds up. Checks all the boxes it did day one for sure. Um, I don't know if it's something that they still have. It would definitely be different versions, but if you can, get your hands on it because it's pretty damn good.
That's the issue you're going to kind of run into tonight with these beers, because either they're not available anymore, they were done for a limited edition, they were done a year ago, things like that. Again, I'm having Muse Verse by Odd Muse out of Farmers Branch, Texas. 10.5, I think. Let me wiggle this can around one more time. 10.5. I thought it was great. We've had some stouts tonight. This one was just as delicious. I really haven't had any Odd Muse beers that weren't great anyways. Big fan of the stuff they put out, and also big fan of the guys out there, the staff out there, the location as well. It's the opening, friendly, good beer. They generally have a pop up or something like that going on the weekends where you can get some food while you're sitting out there. So, big shout out to those guys and gals out that way.
Celebrate their entire catalog.
There you go.
Let's just say that.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, two bangers of beers we just enjoyed. Thank you guys so much for listening, watching, and your support. As always, I'm Alan.
I'm Rapid Dave.
We love you guys, and we'll talk to you later. Deuces.
Oh my God, did he freeze again? This is awesome. Everybody screenshot this and send it to me. Strikeoutbeer@gmail.com. Enter to win a free koozie and a pint glass. Do it now.